Hello there, welcome to the AirgunGearShow. I start my trip in the port of Dover. Only this time I appear to have some guests with me. Can we see? Yes, there we are. Guests, American guests, which I'm sure you'll see a little bit later on in the video and in a moment. Anyway, I'm 4 hours in. We've got some water to get across now, and there's the White Cliffs of Dover up there, look. And we're going to go and see what's new in the land of Iowa, Nuremberg, Germany this year. Right, I'll shut up now. Play the tape. This video has been made possible by Airgun101.com, the best place in the world to see the best videos from the best airgun creators. And of course, it's supported by my day business, which is AirGun101shop.co.uk. And let's be quite clear, I paid all my own bills to make this video. It's all mine. This is IWA 2024 in Nuremberg, Germany. And in this video, I'm going to show you some of the things I've liked the look of as I've walked around. There's some names and faces, a little bit of chit chat, and of course, there's going to be some humour. Of course, there's going to be some humour. Here we go. I'm here at the Karma Airgun stand with Thane Simmons. Thane, good to see you.
How you doing, Giles?
Now, just so you guys know who Thane is, he's the Triple Crown winner from last year. So he won EBR, Pyramid Air, and
RMAC.
RMAC.
Yep.
That's it. Why do I forget RMAC? Don't do that. And he won the 100-yard bench rest. So you made a few pennies last year from hitting a lot of X's. And the gun he did it with was the Karma Red Panda. And now it's here. So I'm going to shut up and let you tell us about it, because it is exciting.
Yeah, no, this gun, it is an incredibly accurate gun. It's about 17 pounds. It's got a bull barrel free floating all the way through, and you can feel it when you shoot. When you shoot, it absolutely just sits.
Okay.
The gun just sits. I mean, that weight really helps with keeping your gun sitting. Go over a couple of features here. As far as the gun's concerned, you've got your hammer spring adjustment here in the back. You've got plenums, you've got two. So you've got one over the barrel, and you've got one here, and then the rest is high pressure. High pressure here, high pressure in the front. You've got two regulators, right? So we've got one regulator up in here, one down in here. The adjustment's on the side, so you can externally adjust the regulator pressure on here. The rail should be in 30 MOA. Obviously, our rails have M-Lock, Arca Swiss, all the necessary things that you need to attach your components with.
Yep.
The port is also going to be toolless right here, so you can adjust this port adjustment as well. And trying to think of anything else. The fill port is on this right side, which is new on this gun.
So I'm gonna ask you some obvious questions, because I'm standing here looking at it going, I saw a pre-production one, which is what you won the competitions with last year. I did do a little bit of a video with PJ, which never went out.
Yep.
Because we were unsure exactly what the finished thing was going to be.
Yeah.
But let's start at the front end.
Perfect.
So, big, hefty bull barrel.
28-inch bull barrel.
Okay. And my understanding is that when the customer comes to buy one of these, you are able to define whether you want a pellet one, or a slug one.
Or a slug one.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is interchangeable in the future?
It is, yeah. So the guns, the way they come, you'll be able to just open this up, you'll take out the barrel first, so you just pop off the rail, pull out the barrel, and then pull out the probe, and then you can put in a different probe, different barrel, and interchange the calibers. Okay, so I come along and I want a competition pellet rifle. I can buy the designated pellet version. Yep. I walk away with the pellet barrel.
6 months' time I want to play with some slugs, I can get the extra barrel and make that change.
Absolutely.
Okay,
very, very
lovely.
easy. Yep.
And I do know from speaking to you guys already that there are instructional videos already happening
Yes.
for things like that. Okay, so then obviously we've got all the rails. There's loads of places to put your toys, to move your bipod up and down, lots of Arca Swiss. Air cylinder at the front. Then we've got plenum space.
Yep. And plenum here.
Plenum on the top there.
And that's it, just the 2 plenums.
2 plenums. And then otherwise for air, we're looking at an extra little cylinder there.
So generally this will be for the PRS version.
Okay.
Right, so generally it's just gonna have these 2 air tanks right here, and then this would be for the PRS version.
Okay.
So for the bench rest version, this will be off and there'll be a bag rider that'll be attached right in that place.
Okay.
I mean, you could have that on there or the bag rider.
So even though you're seeing it, this little can here is an extra. It's an optional
it's
extra.
for the PRS version. When you pull off this,
Yes.
this bottom rail moves up right beneath the barrel,
Okay.
and so that's going to be your air.
Okay.
Right, your air
All right. So
capacity.
you'll get your barricade stop there. Same
Yeah.
sort of thing. Okay.
Yep.
And then so I'm looking. Obviously, we see the rail on the top, 30 MOA, transfer port adjuster, 2 internal regulators.
Yes.
And you've also got a hammer spring adjuster there, which is a
Yes.
thumb wheel rotation. Okay.
Super smooth. It's easy to tune. That's the thing we found out with this. Once we found out how to tune it,
Yeah.
we just tuned everybody's rifle the same way. And
Okay.
they all shot the same way. The other thing that you'll notice is different with this, a lot of air guns will shoot in that lower 850 to 900 range.
Yeah.
This shoots much better in the 930 to 960 range.
Okay. So there's a lot more plenum going on here.
Yeah.
You could say it's over-engineered. It's not, because it's kind of what people are starting to expect. But we are now talking more feet per second
Yes.
with less internal changes having to be made.
Exactly.
Would be the way of saying it.
Yeah, we don't have to add in different parts to make it more powerful.
Okay.
The gun comes stock extremely powerful.
Right.
And we have to tone it down a little bit.
Okay, so if you're wanting to shoot, 40 grain slugs and stuff like that, you don't. No disrespect to anyone, let's be clear, but you don't have to add any more internal parts.
No.
It's just as it is. As
yeah.
is. Okay. So hammer spring adjuster, and I'm also hearing that, I haven't seen it yet, but apparently there is a very simple stage for tuning.
Yes.
Which has been put into a video form. So you're not going to have to scratch your head. They're going to show you exactly how you tune it to
Yes.
win the
Yeah,
competitions.
yeah, exactly.
And that's it, and you carry on.
Yep.
Then we've obviously got adjustable cheek piece, shoulder stock,
Yep.
AR style grips, that's interchangeable.
Yep.
Trigger,
Yeah, the trigger is going to be adjustable as well.
okay.
So they've actually done a new trigger for this gun, so it's going to be an adjustable trigger. I think right
Yeah.
now they have it on the lightest setting, but if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 3 settings on the trigger. So very, very light, better than what I had when I was competing.
Okay, yeah. You had the raw version, didn't you?
Exactly.
Let's be honest, it was the rough and ready version. They weren't too sure what was happening.
Same thing with the internals as far as the regulator's concerned.
Yeah.
With mine, I had to play a little bit with my regulator to get it to be super smooth.
Okay.
This one, they fixed all the problems with it, so the regulator out of the box is just,
Right.
it's smooth, consistent. I mean, once I got it, it was extremely consistent.
Yeah.
So now that they've fixed all those problems with the regulator, now it's just butter.
Cool, lovely. And the barrel is a bit of a secret sauce. It's an in-house thing. No one will tell us exactly what's going on there.
So there are, to speak of the barrels, there's different levels of barrels, right?
Yeah.
And this is your highest level of barrel that they offer, right?
Okay.
They do in-house.
Right.
Like their most precise, very best barrel.
And I'm told that we have, there are some other models which we're going to show you in a moment, and those have slightly lower grade barrels.
Yep.
Or, okay, so that's the way it works.
Yep.
So they're being completely open with what they're doing and how they're doing it. And you are listening to the guy that won all the competitions last year. So he kind of knows what he's doing, a little bit more than me, shall we say. So what else, Dane? I mean, it's exciting. We're all excited. Everyone is excited about this. Everyone is like, go look at the Karma gun. You have to go. When do we think?
We're expecting the first shipment, so next month, mid-March,
Yeah.
the first shipment to the US will come.
Okay.
Now it's going to look slightly different than this. I mean, they tried to do everything they could to get it here for us.
Yeah.
But it'll be a two-tone color, kind of a gray and a black two-tone color.
Okay.
Scheme with this, and then just a couple little changes
Yeah.
on the gun. It'll also have a bubble level on the back here as well.
Right.
I mean, just little things, but they tried to take and incorporate everything that we critiqued the gun for last year after competing with it, and make those changes for us for this year.
And remember, guys, we're at a trade show, so it's not a public show, so you do tend to see things that need tweaking a little bit at the end and stuff like that. But the main thing is, as Thane is saying, if you get your name on the list, we're looking sometime around March. Now, for the UK guys, sub 12,
it'll be available, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it will. So they'll have these in the lower calibers, 22 caliber, and it'll have that lower power.
Yeah.
So you guys, not that you have lower power, but that you can shoot more shots.
It makes us more accurate.
It does.
It does.
When I was shooting your sub 12 at your house.
As you tried at my house, 50 yards with that M3, you were like, it's brilliant. A little bit of wind, but it's brilliant.
A little bit of wind does a lot.
Yeah, the wind does a lot.
Slower
okay,
pellets.
so sub 12 people, it's coming. FAC in the UK, of course, obviously. And then you already have your distributor. That's going to come in through Sportsman, which is fine. There will be accessories available from all good shops like mine, but absolutely, it's already sorted. No panic. Have I missed anything on that one?
I don't think so.
Right.
I think you pretty much hit it on the head.
So let's do a magic click of the fingers, and we're going to swap to the next gun. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Mrs. Spielberg. Now, as if by magic, when we clicked our fingers there, we appear to have got a different person stood here as well. So this is Donnie. Now, Donnie is
Mr. Giles.
very well known, obviously for Donnie moderators, Sabre Tactical, multiple other different incarnations in the airgun world.
Yeah.
I lose track of all of them. This guy knows his stuff. And now Karma Airguns.
Yeah.
This is the EQ version.
The EQ, Equilibrium.
Okay.
Yep.
And we've just seen the Red Panda. So what have we got here? Because this obviously looks completely different.
So this is our kind of like our modular gun that we came up with. Basically, we designed it so the Sabre Tactical can come in, make a top rail for it, a bottom rail, or even a chassis for it. Our main concern was we wanted a high capacity magazine.
Yep.
You know, this is a 28 shot in 22 caliber, 26 shot in 25, and about 22 shots in 30 cal.
Yep.
So the barrel is very accurate, and you can actually shoot slugs and pellets with it without interchanging different barrels.
Okay, so whereas the Red Panda is, it's a dedicated barrel for each ammunition.
Yes.
This is a general all-purpose shoot and go rifle.
And this is what exactly what you said. This is an all-purpose rifle for hunting, or even if you want to do a little competition with it, you could still do it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, we're not going to start stripping it all down because we'll lose track of time. But this is a huge magazine.
Yeah.
I will actually cut some other shots in, so we'll take that out in a moment.
Okay.
But it's a huge magazine. How deep would you say that is?
That's almost like 3/4 of an inch.
Okay. It's big enough for any ammunition.
Yeah,
put it
so
that way.
you're going to be shooting some long slugs with this.
And the one we see here today is metal. I think that might change in final production, but I can tell you now that is a super sturdy spring inside.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful magazine, so it's going to be good enough to move the weight of your ammo around.
Yeah.
So we've got obviously the barrel at the front, air cylinder underneath.
Yep. So this is it has its own built-in valve, so that you can remove it. Like let's say if you have a spare tube, you can change it out like in the field and have extra air.
Right.
We're going to actually also have an adapter so that you can have a carbon fiber. People who prefer a carbon fiber bottle.
Okay. So they don't have to stick with the in-house one. That adapter is going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So then we're running back. So we've got a side lever action.
Yep.
I can see kind of transfer port adjuster on the side there.
Yep.
Regulators.
Regulator,
or regulator.
Yep.
So you've got a regulator there. Safety I can see there as well.
Yep.
AR style grip. Trigger, adjustable.
Adjustable trigger. Yep.
Okay. And plenum. Is there a plenum there?
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
So
a 90cc plenum.
So I'm looking at it thinking that's part of the frame, but it's actually a very clever tube that's hidden inside.
Yeah.
Adjustable cheek piece and shoulder pad.
Yep. It's going to be ambidextrous. You can change the cocking lever from left to right.
Okay. So all your lefties out there and your righties, you're going to be happy. And that can be done in-house.
Was that?
You can change the cocking lever in-house?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And barrel can come out?
It's 24 inch.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're thinking that maybe in the future there might be different options there and things like that?
Make it compact. You know, compact is such a huge demand.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can do easily with a barrel change.
Okay.
And air tube, a shorter air tube.
Right. So I think what we're looking at here is, like I say, is an all-in-one style rifle.
Yeah.
But it's got some things that you can undo so that maybe in the future you can make small changes to it, and you're going to be able to add a lot of Sabre Tactical goodies on there as well.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Because I'm part owner of Sabre Tactical, it's easy. Hey, design it so that the other company can make stuff for it, right?
It's like, we want that, let's do that. So, and we're going to see those when, do you think?
This is, I'm guessing around April, May. That's when this will be available.
And you did say to me off camera, sub 1,000 for the starter model on here, do you think?
We're starting this off at $900 US dollars.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And then you can build it to however you want it to.
Right, okay. So you're going to get a huge amount of gun for your money there.
Exactly.
It's all metal finish. It looks superb. If you pick it up and feel it, you'll know that you've got a really nice sturdy gun there.
Yeah.
So that's the EQ.
Yeah.
Have I missed anything there?
No, I think you covered pretty much all about the EQ. Yep.
Right. So what we'll do is we'll do a magic click of the fingers.
Okay.
And we're going to swap that to the next one.
Sounds
so you're going to go on 3. We're going to go. Come on, you got to click with me. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we just got told that was wrong, so we've got to do that again.
Okay. Ready?
It's Mrs. Spielberg here. Right. So ready. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Now this is totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. You can tell them.
Okay. So this gun was actually first debuted, our first prototype was first debuted at the Northeast competition. And since then, we've changed a lot of stuff to it to make it where it is today. And this is called the SLS, Karma SLS for side lever, semi-auto. And
there's the word. Yep. Side lever and semi-auto. Yep. Keep going.
And it's so fun that it's, ever since we debuted it, we've been having so much interest in it. A lot of dealers are waiting for this, and it's finally here.
Yep.
So you can do your regular side lever, shoot.
Guns are empty, by the way. That's the IWA thing.
There's no air.
There's no air in these. Yeah.
And there, so you can do that. And then let's say you want to go fun mode, and you basically just pull out this.
Pull the pin out.
Yep, this knob right here.
Yep.
And you just keep pressing the trigger.
And you just keep pulling the trigger.
Yep. And that's side lever. And then once you want to convert back to side lever, push it back in. Now you're in side lever mode.
Right.
So what's the difference between side lever mode and semi-auto? Side lever, like when you shoot it, it's going to be quiet because it's pushing out like all the air to the front.
Yep.
Whereas once you switch it over to semi-auto, it's using the blowback air to cycle the magazine. So by doing that, the action is louder.
Okay. So you're basically, there's a clever valving system in there that you're going to use the dirty air from behind the pellet and whatever is spare back into the system to help index the next shot.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay. Right.
So
and I mean, it looks fun. I mean, it looks fantastic.
It's so sturdy. We've put it through many tests. The folding stock is really rigid. We also have another fixed version for some countries that can't have folding stocks, or it had to be a specific length.
Yeah.
So this is a compact mode, compact model, and it's going to be available in 22 and 25.
Okay. And I'm thinking, obviously, length of barrel. You've obviously got one of your
quick disconnects.
Quick disconnects on the front.
Yeah.
But can you change the length of the barrel, or are you pretty much set?
No, this is pretty much set the way it is.
Okay. And that's probably because of that internal valving system.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't want people to mess around with the blowback, and it might affect their blowback action.
Right. And what sort of size air have we got there? Any idea? And is that interchangeable, or?
So this part is always interchangeable. Like we have different length air tubes.
Yeah.
And I think this one, to tell the truth, I think it's about 400 cc right now.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Approximate.
Yeah. And then our longer one is about 500.
Okay. Right.
cc.
And looking at it, We've got a transfer port adjuster there, or is that what have we got there?
Yep, that's the transfer port adjuster. That's going to be here.
Yeah.
And this is has already changed. It's going to be toolless. So you'll be able, right here, right now, you have an Allen key where you loosen it, where you can adjust it.
I got you.
On the final version, it's going to be a knob that you can loosen without any tools.
Similar to the other two rifles that we saw.
Yep, exactly.
And is this regulated?
Yes,
okay.
It is regulated.
Right. I tell you, that looks like a fun piece of kit. Now, the unfortunate thing is, we don't think in the UK, do we?
No. In the UK, I heard that semi-auto is not.
It's a grey area.
Yeah, it's a grey area.
It's a grey area. So before anyone screams, it's not, you can have it, yes, you can have it.
Yeah.
I think that's down to the distributor, which is already sorted.
Yeah.
That's a separate conversation of which we're not confirming or denying today, are we?
No.
So we're just going with at the moment, probably not.
Yep.
And on that bottom rail, I love, just hold that up. Look how those gauges sit within that rail. Yep. That is so tidy. That is superb. And you obviously got your fill port on the side.
Yeah.
And it's clearly marked as well as to what it is. And the same with any of these guns, you can fill to 300 bar.
Yes.
Right. So we're past that 250 mark now. We're up to 300.
Yep.
So you're going to get a few more shots that way.
Yep.
Interchangeable grip.
Interchangeable grip. AR.
Folding butt stock.
Folding.
What else have we missed on there?
So this is the compact model.
Yeah.
We have a longer model.
Oh.
Yep. Let me bring that out to you real quick. So here's a.
Okay, so I'll hold that one.
Yep.
There we go.
This is the standard model.
Yep.
You can see the air tube is a little bit longer.
Yep.
And longer shroud. And basically, this is only going to be available in 30 and 357.
Okay.
Huge amount of power for this.
So this one's a dedicated 2225.
Yeah.
This one's a 3357. Yeah. So you're going to have to pick your caliber and go with one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way this one is made, I mean, the blow, the transfer of the air was different. This thing's going through the probe, so that it can push out more air for the 357, the heavier calibers.
Don't give away too many secrets, Donnie. Let them buy one first and take it apart and see. But
so different. Yep.
But you've got to go and magazine slots in there.
Yes.
I'll do some close-ups of those in a minute for you. I got to say that just feels.
No, so the semi-auto. I mean, you do the side lever, and then once you switch over to the fun mode, which is the semi-auto, it's so much fun. I mean, you go through so much pellets just because it's so fun.
So again, you can use this through a small game hunting, and you can do it in standard side lever mode.
Yeah.
And if you've got to take a quick couple of follow-up shots, you can just pull that lever out, and then put it back to,
Exactly.
Lovely.
And even though it's fun mode is super accurate, I mean, we're still getting like within a half inch at 50 yards with this.
Okay. And you think when for these, if I haven't already asked?
This will be probably around March, April as well. End of March, not end of March, April, around April.
And can they come direct to you? Dealers in the US as well?
Yep, they can come to us. We're going to have a bunch of distributors around the world.
Yeah.
And
Okay. So what we're saying is around the world, all good gun shops will have these.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Right, have I missed anything?
No, I think we covered pretty much.
No, that's it. Because I mean, there's so much on these three to see that I don't want to miss anything. So, right, there we go. I can see someone's brought you coffee over there, which is a good thing. So I think we'll move on with that. Donnie, lovely to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Giles.
Thank you for your time, and best of luck. I think you're going to do really, really well.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Hello and welcome to the AirgunGearShow.
Yeah, very good.
I'm here at the Element Optics booth, and we got a few things that are new for this year that I can chat about. We'll start with the rangefinders because that's probably what we've had the most interest in. We'll go from big to small. We've got two handheld rangefinders, both with transparent OLED displays and a ballistics chip, which connects to your Element Ballistics app. The smaller one is probably going to be the most popular for the majority of people. It's a 1,500 meter unit, very, very compact and lightweight. Just create a profile on your phone for whichever gun you're using, send the profile over, and you've got your firing solution right within your screen just hit the range button and it will tell you what to dial or hold. Up from that is the Titan 3K, which is a 3,000 meter unit. This is a bit bigger, basically to fit in bigger laser apertures and a slightly bigger optical system. The main differences with this is, firstly, you can range out to longer distances, but we've also got a tripod mounting point here, so you can put a base plate on here, put it on a tripod and range smaller targets at long distances without being too shaky. And then the big thing is we've got a big old 18650 battery with USB charging. So if you're going out to the range whole day and you want to make sure your battery is full before you head out, just plug it in the car on the way to the range or on the way to your hunt, and your battery will be topped up. So it's very easy. You don't have to worry about your battery just randomly dying on you. This little guy is a range finding module, and what makes this really interesting is that a normal rangefinder has the optical system up here and then the laser system at the bottom. This one does not have a viewfinder or optical system at all. It's just the rangefinder. And the way this works is you attach this to any gun or on top of a scope or attached to the Hyper 7, and you'll zero the rangefinder for your scope using the mount and the turrets. And then when you hit range, your beam is going to be within a fixed point in your field of view of the scope. So you can keep your eye on the scope, hit range, and obtain a range for an object you're looking at through your scope, which is really cool. This will then display your firing solution and your range on the screen. So if you want to use it with any rifle, you can then get your firing solution, just dial it in or hold. Or if you're using the Hyper 7, you can have your range sent directly to the scope, and the scope will basically tell you where to shoot, which is really like next level. So yeah, this is developed to work really well with the Hyper 7. However, it doesn't need to be on the Hyper 7, it can work with any rifle, and this will range out to 1,000 yards, so further than most people shoot on a regular basis. And then to end off, binoculars, we've introduced the Helix HD. It will come in two magnification options, a 10x42 and an 8x42. These are quite small and compact, which is nice. Very smooth ED glass, so good optical system. And we are actually going to be including a nice chest bag with this. So most binoculars, if you want to have a chest bag, you're going to have to buy that separately, whereas this will come with the binoculars. It's high quality, and it's got quite a few cool features. Magnetic cover over here, waterproof cover if you want to unzip this and put that over if you're out in the rain. You get a lot of that in the UK, don't you? And then another little pocket in the front here, pocket on the side for your Kestrel, molly on the side and the bottom if you want to actually take your rangefinder bag and just attach to the side and walk around with it like that. So yeah, that's the Helix HD binoculars, Helix 1500 rangefinder, Titan 3K rangefinder, and our little rangefinding module, all new from Element Optics.
Hello, I'm Roelf from the YouTube channel AirTech Hunting, and I'm here at the FX stand at IWA, and I've got some brand new ammunition from FX Airguns right in front of me. Now first there was pellets, then there was slugs, and now we've got the Halo. Now the reason why I'm saying that is the Halo is not like your traditional heavy slug. This is much lighter, and it compares in weight to your same caliber pellet. So this is a 30 cal Halo, and it weighs 44 grains. That means you can use it in any air gun. They are very forgiving in any barrel. You can even use them in sub 12. So I'm very excited to use these. They also come in some great packaging. You get them in a box like this, and then they're individually packed in a sleeve. You get 2 sleeves per pack. Really awesome looking ammunition, really shiny, really good quality. So these are going to be awesome and fun to shoot. So to finish off, guys, remember, this is not a pellet, it's not a slug, it's a Halo. It's super lightweight, can be used in any power level, very forgiving, and it's going to come in 22, 25, 30 and 35 cal. And the good news is the machines are already running, so keep a lookout for them, and I'm very excited to see you guys use them and see what you can do with them. So before I let you go, let me show you this beauty over here. This is the talk of the town. This is the new FX DRS. It is absolutely beautiful, and you can hardly tell that it's an air gun. That's because this is a brand new design from FX Airguns, brand new block and a whole new system here. So how it works is you've got your air tube around the barrel, and there's a clever mechanism inside here that allows the barrel to move around so the barrel doesn't touch the air tube inside there, so no point of aim shift there if you guys were worried about that. And the plenum actually sits underneath here, and it's going to come in different sizes. So you can decide what size plenum you want to put on here depending on the power level you want. So it can be very powerful or very low power, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's going to come in 3 versions: synthetic, which is over there. Giles will probably put some B-roll in here. We've got the beautiful walnut, and then we've got the MDT chassis version as well for your competition shooters out there. Absolutely beautiful rifle, very clever system. It is adjustable from the back as well. If you guys wondered about that, there's a little hole there where you can stick your Allen key in. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Looks like a real rifle. You can hardly say it's an air gun. If you want more information about this gun, go to fxairguns.com. You can also follow all the social media links, including my own channel, Instagram, FX Airguns Instagram channel. This will be on my channel very soon. I'm going to go hunt with it and cover everything about this gun, show you how it works, how it performs out in the field. So I'll ask Giles nicely to put my link down here, and you guys can see how this performs out in the field.
After a hard day at the IWA Outdoor Trade Fair in Germany, there's nothing I like more than a good swing in my bedroom chair. It's a German thing to have a swinging chair in your bedroom, isn't it? And what wouldn't be any more pleasant than a nice cup of tea? Tony, have you got a cup of tea, please? Thank you, Tony. There we are. It's not bad. Oh, not bad, Tony. Not bad. What's that? Anything at the show? Okay. Well, I went and saw the Karma stand. It was only day one, mine, but I went and saw the Karma stand, and I saw the new Red Panda, which is the Triple Crown gun. It won 3 competitions last year with Thane. That looked fantastic. Then they've got the EQ, which is kind of like the mid-range one, and then you've also got that SLS, that semi-automatic. That looked fantastic, Tony, I've got to be honest. And then after that, I went over to FX and I saw the DRS, and I saw some Halos, which apparently are getting pretty close to production. Yeah, well, now listen, Tone, did you see anything at the show that you like the look of? What? Nothing? Again? That's 3 years in a row, Tony. No, mate, listen. Changing your colour doesn't make it any newer. That's 3 years in a row. Poor Tony. Anyway, I'm missing something. Do we have any cake or chocolate? Oh, that's very nice. Look at that. I'll give you that back, Tony, for a moment. Thank you very much. Try to do this. Did that take you 3 years to make as well? Yeah, I can tell. Right, mate. Off you go.
Guys, how's it going? Cameron with Utah Airguns here with Chris
from CDR Guns.
From CDR Guns, yes, in the UK. We are on the AirMaks stand, taking a look at the new Catran N. Give us a little bit of rundown. This is heavily focused on PRS 22 NRL.
Yep.
So what are some of the changes we've got to this from the standard Catran?
First visible change, we've got this M-LOK chassis system, which is great for attaching accessories. And the keen-eyed among you, I don't know if you can get that on camera, will see that this cylinder has got a very large plenum now. We've gone from about 55 cc's previous maximum to 138. This is a big boost in power.
A lot of power. How long is the barrel on this?
This is a 700mm CZ barrel, or CZ
Beautiful.
for you guys across the pond.
That's right.
Also coming as standard will be a target trigger. This is a nice little upgrade, but they can be fitted to the other stuff. And as you can see, we've got thumb wheel adjustment on the butt pad here. There will also be, because this is prototype, a thumb wheel adjuster for the cheek piece height as well. All very adjustable. Still got our incredibly solid folding stock, just to make it a bit easier for storage and carrying. And of course, one of the big features, everything in the range is now humour regulated.
Yeah, that's a big announcement. Everything on the AirMax range, all across the board, humour regulators from the factory, which is super reliable.
Absolutely.
Awesome upgrade. I'm very excited about this for the US market.
I am as well.
You know, 22 NRL and PRS rimfire are huge, and we're seeing Airguns move into that market.
Yep.
And this is definitely going to be a competitor. So very excited about it. Love this color too.
Hey, that will be an option.
Yeah. Should we talk about the crate light?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Chris, so now we've got the crate lights. A little bit of an update on a gun I like very much, the crate.
I do as well.
Give us a rundown on what's new on the crate light.
So, main change on this is a lighter price tag. Which, let's face it, we all like a lighter price tag.
Who doesn't?
So we've dispensed with the original adjustable regulator from the crate in favour of a fixed unit, still made by Humour, but designed in collaboration with AirMaks themselves. And that reduces the cost. We've also added these beautiful walnut stocks, of which there are 2 varieties.
Which look very good.
Type 1 here still has the length of pull adjustment from the original crate.
Yep.
The Type 2 here doesn't have the length of pull adjustment, but does have a slightly neater aesthetic. So we've got the options there. Still got the butt pad height adjustment. And also a neat little feature is a captive fill probe. So this is a Foster connection, but it is a standard fill probe underneath it. So you've got a choice of either having a probe or a captive Foster point.
I love that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Thread it in there and just leave it in there and off and on real quick with your Foster.
Standard Picatinny rail here can be updated later on. It's going to be into production in the next couple of weeks with an Arca rail.
Fantastic.
And that will have M-lock on it.
Fantastic. I love this gun.
Thank you.
The crate is a great little gun. I have one set up with a thermal on it, and I use it for taking care of starlings. And it's one of my favorite little rigs for that. Another thing that I absolutely love about these guns, being that I'm left-handed, is these are very, very easy to switch from left, as this one is set up, to right-handed cocking and vice versa. So, fantastic little gun. Very excited about these.
This is the crate. This is the crate L. We also have the crate X.
Yeah, 3 different lengths.
400, 520, and 700 millimeter options.
Yep. And they all come with the modular baffle system, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So
if you want to make it a little bit shorter, you can. If you want to, you can purchase extra baffles instead of using a moderator. So the flexibility is there. That's kind of our AirMax's standing thing, is they like flexibility. Adjustable stocks, adjustable configurable baffle system, just about everything really.
Love it. Very excited about this gun. Guys, if you want to see more of the AirMax line of guns, make sure you check out Utah Airguns. We have the full line posted there on the site. We'll also have some of these new guns up as they come available a little later this year. Also, be sure to check out AirMax if you're coming out to RMAC. You're going to be there, correct?
Oh yes, I'm going to be shooting the Catran N.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Kyle's going to be out with the crate. I'm going to be using the Catran N.
There you go, guys. So if you want to shoot against the new Catran and the crate and see how you stack up against these fantastic guns, come to RMAC.
I don't know if you spotted it. I spotted it, and it made me sort of double take at the beginning of that interview on the AirMax stand. As Cameron and Chris were talking, and they turned around because this rifle is spinning on like a shooting tripod, and it's a lovely looking tripod. And they literally turned around and took the gun and went up and lifted it off, and that was it. And then you just run away. There were no clips, no messing around, no doing anything weird. It was just lift it off and walk away, and it sat there quite happily spinning on its own. So that's obviously a fairly sturdy tripod. And it was my double take. And then they simply went, at the end, they went like that, and then let it go. That's rather good. Apparently that's a Javelin system. I'm going to hold my hands up and say, I know that they're Javelin and they're British and stuff like that. I've never really paid much attention to it, so that's my bad. But I suggest you do, because that's very clever. And I'm going to do that once more. Up, off we go, off the spinny thing, and then back on. And then Chris is going to pass me this in and go, look, there's more. There we are, you've done your bit. Take it off. We're only doing it like this because we don't want to knock it off the spinny stand below. tripod, bipod, take bipod off, tripod on. There you go, that's it. Very nice. Let's carry on. On the JSB stand, they've got some news about some pellets, and I'm looking at sort of, you know, maybe 5 or 6 tins here, which is always good because that means new ammo for everyone else to literally get their teeth into. So they've got them on the board here, but because this is a trade show and whatever, they're glued down. So I can't actually get those out and say, oh, look at this, it either has to be in that or in a case. So please excuse while I have my cheat sheet, which is very nicely been handed to me by JSB, look, and I can tell you about some of the details, and then I'll do some magic editing and cut in some photos of the stuff that we've got there. So first of all, let's take the glasses off, Giles, because the old eyes are getting a little bit more, shall we say, glazed over as the years go by. So we've got exact Jumbo Monster redesigns deep 2.2, and they're going to be 25.39. So my understanding is, I think those are up there, is they've got slightly different inside at the back, if that makes any sense. Look, it's been a long day, and technical terms are beginning to fail me. No one's brought me food for a good hour or two, so I apologise if I don't describe things exactly as they should be. But JSB deep, so obviously that means that there's going to be a little bit more space in the back end of that pellet. But they're Monster deeps, and they're called redesigned deeps, 25.39 grains, which is interesting, and that's in 2.2. Then we have the exact Jumbo Monster redesigned shallows in 2.2, and again they're 25.39s. So I'm looking at those there, and definitely, even though you can't see it too close up, there is a difference between the back end of the pellet, you know what I mean, sort of like the hollow chamfer at the back that collects the air and the skirt pops out. There's definitely a difference there in design. And again, that's good because it gives you something to play with. Then there are going to be Knockout Mark IIIs. Here we go. And that is in a 10.03 grain. Those are those there. And again, they've got what I can see a different tail. So a bit more flared, I would say a little bit deeper maybe. So again, something else for people to experiment with. We turn the cheat sheet over and we've got the exact Jumbo Monster Light. This is the one that I like the idea of because it is a 20.83 grain pellet. So if you want something heavy in 2.2, well, it's not really heavy, is it? Get it right, Giles. If you want something that's in between, you know, the weights of what is 15 or 18 and the 25s, we've now got a 20, so it's not heavy. Yeah, again, not enough food. We've got those there. There they are on the board, you see. I'm doing my demonstration part. Here is the board, here are things. So 20.83 grain in a 2.2, light format, and it's got that nice sort of long design. I think I'm told those could be, shall we say, a little bit of a winning combination just there. Then we've got the exact Jumbo Monster Grand, and that's a heavyweight. That's 28.55 grains of a pellet right there. Look at that, and that is a big old chunk of lead for a 2.2 pellet. And again, you know, I'm being told that for wind drift and things like that, could be a little bit of a winning combination. And then we've got the Hades Monster, which is right there, and those are running at a 25.39 grain. Now, you would say that that is pretty similar to these ones up here if I'm pointing to those, but they've got that segmented head, so they're designed a little bit more for hunting. So, to cut a long story short, we have 6 new offerings from JSB. Yes, there is some stuff for sub 12, potentially sub 12 2.2, depending on how your setup is, and certainly some new stuff for those FAC and high power shooters out there. So plenty to play with. And it's always nice to see new opportunities to tune, explore and learn. And we've got some new weights, which we didn't have before. There we go. Lesson over at JSB. carry on. Zan, hello.
Hello.
Good
nice
to see
you again.
Yeah, this is year number 3?
2.5, I would say.
2.5, okay.
Two having a boot, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and first year was, let me take my glasses off, first year was you wandering around with a bag, wasn't it?
The first year, yeah.
That's it, lovely. Right, so anyway, let's get it over and done with. Basically, this is Zan Projectiles. You might have heard of him. The name sort of gives it away. And you've got some new stuff.
Yeah, we have a new stuff
Okay.
that people were asking for. So we kind of give them an answer. So first thing is extreme long range slugs.
Okay.
With the bow tail, with really high BC numbers.
Okay.
Almost the double from the standard
Right.
slugs.
Okay.
Meant for PRS shooting, target shooting at longer ranges,
Yeah.
or just having fun at 100 yards or
So there,
whatever.
I'll cut some B-roll in because it's always really hard to show you tinily,
Yeah.
but they're round slugs.
They're round nose without
yeah.
hollow point.
Okay.
With the boat tail coming in 22 caliber in 35 grains and
Yeah.
25 caliber slugs in 44 grains.
Okay.
That's the first thing. We're gonna add more variations, but
Yeah.
that's the first line.
Okay, so that's as the imagery will show. Longer slug design, round
Round nose,
designed for long range with a
exactly,
PRS.
with a high BC.
High BC. Okay.
Yeah, good ballistic.
Yeah. So when someone says, "Can I go hunting with those? Do they expand?" It's
Yes,
like,
you can hunt, but they won't expand. They will penetrate really well, but
Yeah.
they won't expand.
Okay. So there's those,
And then we have a new 25 caliber pellets,
right?
which is completely new stuff, coming in 29 grains.
Okay.
Just a nice way,
So it's a little bit in between everything else that's out
everything that it's out there, yeah. This
Okay.
is what I was aiming for, because first that we're gonna have one model, so I wanna be in the middle of everything
Right.
that people can get in the
Okay.
market. Yeah,
Which is a nice thing because it means that obviously you have got other brands out there. Let's be honest.
exactly.
They've got their own weights. You're coming out with your weights.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
not a company we would like to copy anyone, or
Lovely,
we want to
fabulous.
go our own way,
So
offer
that's
something new.
So that's 25 cal pellets.
25 and some new 30 cal pellets.
Yeah.
A heavier, a lighter version of Benchrest 100. So that one is called Benchrest 50.
Yeah.
It's coming in 47 grains. It has slightly better stability in the wind,
Okay,
past
yeah.
70 meters.
Okay.
Which we all know pellets can get destabilized really, really easily
Yeah.
past 70, 80 meters in the
Okay.
stronger winds.
Yeah.
So we kind of made it better.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. So again, you've picked a slightly different weight than what we're used to.
Exactly. So it's
So-
47. It's slightly more than people are used to from
Okay.
our
But
competition.
it's a good thing because it means you've got a chance to experiment with something else.
Exactly.
That's the
I don't
idea.
want to offer something which already exists. It
Yeah.
doesn't
that's
make
fine.
any sense.
Lovely. So that's
So-
that. So we got the round nose, extreme long range. I got to get it right. It's been a long day.
Range slugs called ELR.
Yeah.
22 and 25 caliber, 25 caliber pellets.
Yeah.
30 caliber pellet in lighter version.
Okay.
And then we're coming with big bore slugs with the bow tail
Okay.
also.
Right.
In 380 grains and 250 grains.
Wow.
And
Right.
we offered slug sample boxes with all the ranges from 177 to 30
Okay.
caliber pellet.
Right.
For those who never tried our slugs, they can buy a box
Yeah.
and
Okay.
test with smaller amount of money, not to buy the whole
Yeah, I got
box
you.
of
So
the
they can
slugs. And then they can pick the box which they
find what works for them.
Exactly.
Okay. So lots of things. Obviously, you've been very
lots
busy.
of things, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
we're busy, and we're still going to be busy.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And do you actually get time to shoot yourself, or are you just now?
I try to. I try to shoot as much as possible, but
Yeah.
I'm really limited with time, so I give a lot of
Shall we say he's got a very special selective testing group
exactly.
of testers?
You
Yeah.
can't do everything on your own.
No,
that's
no,
a fact.
absolutely.
If you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do
yeah.
everything on your own, you will stay in the garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
You need to let it go and trust to other people to do their job as
Yeah,
they need
I mean,
to
it's
do.
like going to the gym and stuff like that. I really, I could be brilliant at the gym. I could have fantastic but I let other people go do it because I feel that they would do it better than me because I just don't have the time. That's how it works, isn't it? Yeah, lovely. Okay, well, brilliant.
So
it's good to
that's
see
it.
you.
To be short, yeah.
Good to see you, and yeah, one of the recent success stories without doubt. And he still looks happy, which is the main. He still looks happy,
and I enjoy more and more, to be honest.
Yeah, and one more thing, RMAC. You doing RMAC?
Yeah, we're gonna be at AirMac.
Okay,
You
of
cannot
course.
miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous.
cannot.
All right, mate. Well, lovely. Good to see you. And I'm sure you owe me dinner somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, it always gets the food and alcohol at the end. Yeah. Good to see you, mate.
Have a good day.
In the middle of a trade fair, they've generated a winter wonderland. Look at this. It's like a traditional German forest. Look, there's a little red squirrel. Look. No, it's not real. It's not real. Anyway, what you can do is you can come along here with your favorite, optic or something like that, and you can have a practice stalk, and you can go around the trees and the bushes and listen to the birds tweeting. You never quite know what you're going to see. There's some animals in the bushes. There's also other things in the bushes, but that's a different story altogether. Animals in the bushes. Should we have a look? Not so sure the animals in the bushes have chosen to be here, and I'm not so sure that they've arrived here by natural causes, shall we say. After all, it is a gun show and people do hunting. But they do look very nice. The hare down here, he looks particularly annoyed about the situation. Perhaps he's been living off schnitzel like I have for the last 3 or 4 days. I've got to be honest with you, if anyone else offers me schnitzel, I think I shall cry. Behind me is the PARD stand. Now, if you like your night vision and your thermal, it's one of those stands to always come and have a look at. Now, they've got something on there which I'm quite keen to have a look at. It's new, very new, so don't ask me about when and statuses and stuff like that, because I don't know. But I know it's there, and I've just seen it, and I've said to them, can I have a little bit of it on video? And they're like, yes, absolutely, they've been super helpful. So I'm just going to show it to you now. This is one of those products that I've been waiting to get a little bit hands-on with. This is the PARD FD1. Now what this is a night vision. Okay, I know there is a thermal version, but this is a night vision clip-on for the front of the scope. Now we've all seen the NV007s that go on the back, but you have then got the eye relief to play with. This is the FD1. Okay, so it goes on the front. On the front there, you've got integrated IR. Okay, they tell me that that's already going to be upgraded to a newer version, so it's going to be slightly more adjustable. And you've also got a laser rangefinder there as well. The IR is around 300 meters, I think, something like that, and then the rangefinder is out to 1,000. And you've got the normal stuff that you see with the PARDs, the standard, with what they come standard with. So you've got, day vision and night vision, different buttons there. So those of you that have got PARDs already, you'll be fairly familiar with that menu system. Now, I'm guessing because it's got a rangefinder on there, it's going to have some sort of ballistic system built in. Don't know, haven't seen the menu system, no idea. I've looked through it, and what I can tell you at the moment is that the screen is a square one. So even though you're looking through your round scope, you're actually going to see a square image. I have said, can that be changed to a round image? And bear in mind there is a little bit of a language barrier, and there is a nod and a smile and things like that. So you take that for whatever that means. Lovely chunky clip at the back. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, that's a 2:16 by 44. So that fits on there really nice. The image, I can't show you it. I'm really sorry because I don't have equipment to clip on there. But what I can tell you is I'm scanning the hall and it is a lovely, clear image. And you've got a lot of flickering lights in here as well with different rates. It's dealing with all that straight off. There is a cheat sheet here, which I'm going to cover for you. And I can tell you it's a CMOS, so there's 1920 by 1080 pixels. And it's a 2.9 pixel size. As a color mode and mono mode, which is there. frame rate is 30, and like I say, it is a clip-on, and I'm looking, it says 3.5, so I'm guessing that's what the magnification is from the device there itself. And I'll put a photo of the cheat sheet on there so you can all have a look. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if, I don't know when. It is down to the UK distributor with these, so, you know, powers to be that are out of my hands. But I think that as a gadget for me as I walk around here at the show is the gadget. You can clip it on, no eye relief change, and it's just going to tell you everything when you look through your scope as normal. There will be questions. There will be those of you that scream, I want it now. I can't do anything about that right now, but I can tell you I've seen it, it's there, and I know that they're selling some of them into Europe because they've just told me that. So that is the PARD FD1 clip-on night vision. Yes, there is a thermal version, but I like the idea of the night vision one. There we go. Exciting bumbling over. I want one already. Here on the Weihrauch stand, something that has really caught my eye, and it's actually really quite eye-grabbing as you walk past. They're celebrating 125 years of history, so that's 1899 up to the present day. So German quality rifle that has been around for a very long time, and they know what they're doing. If you shoot a Weihrauch, they know what they're doing. To celebrate this 125 year anniversary, they are coming out with some very special laminate special edition rifles. And you know they're special edition because they're all numbered, so there is a limited run. Now, I am told, this is beautiful, it really is. I am told that we're looking at sort of end of summer, so maybe September, maybe October, before these go out to distributors and retailers around the world. So don't get excited, it's not right now. They're just showcasing it at the moment so you know that it's coming. But I have to say, they've gone to town with that red and black laminate on all these different style rifles. I think I can see 3 they're doing it on of the range to match that Weihrauch logo, and it is so striking and so well done. They really are beautiful, and if you're going to be lucky enough to get your hands on one of these in the future, you really are going to have something special. So what am I seeing here? I'm seeing that the HW97 KT, this one here, which as you know is the underlever, it's a Springer with the big open breech at the top. They are doing, from what I can see, because I'm looking at the numbers, 600 of this type, and this is number 1. All right, there's number 1 right there. So those of you that are going to go, hey, I want number 1, I don't know, because I think that's the display model. But there's number 1 of 600 on the HW97 KT. Then we have the HW100T, which is the thumb hold. That's fabulous stippling on there. Now, this is going to be 300 of this model. And again, this is number 1. So this is a very special model right here. And again, look at that beautiful laminate, that red and black laminate going all the way down. So 300 of this in that red and black laminate stock. And then we've got the HW50S. This, do you know, I'm torn over which one I like. I actually think I like this the best. Just because it is so simple, yet so beautiful. And there is going to be, if my eyes work, 900 of these. And I'm telling you now, right now, I'm going to try and get one of these. I'm not going to get number 1. I don't think who's going to get number 1. It's probably going to stay as a prized possession in the factory. But that is so beautiful. So beautiful. Would I take it outside and shoot it? I don't know, because I'm a little bit bash and crash. But it's certainly something to go on the wall, and that is beautiful. And this is the 177 version there. So there we go. Coming out towards the end of the year, some Weihrauch special editions, and they really have done it nicely to celebrate 125 years of their history. There's going to be retailers out there clamming for them all over the place. I would suggest, guys, show your interest now, because these are going to go like hotcakes. That's it. So from Weihrauch, that's what I see. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Here we are then on the Umarex stand, the vast Umarex stand, which seems to take up most of this hall. That's very nice. Now, there's something new. This is the Iconics. This is exciting. I like the idea of this, and you'll understand why in a minute. This is a synthetic side lever 10-shot, little rotary 10-shot PCP air rifle. Now, why am I excited about this? I can't overly confirm or deny, but we're saying and we're hearing this is around £200. Okay, around, okay, give or take the exchange rate. So that's a synthetic side lever PCP air rifle coming to the UK for around the £200 mark. And this is a 0.2 litre cylinder on the front. You've got a little fill gauge there as well. Nice little dust collar underneath, look, as your fill port. Little trigger, bash about synthetic stock, so you're going to be able to, you know, knock it about, not, you know, you don't have to worry too much about it. It's, you know, it's a good starter rifle. Comes with a single shot tray as well as your rotary magazine, little shoulder pad on the back, and you've got a Picatinny rail on the top as well, which means you're going to be able to add your scopes on there nice and easily. So listen guys, we've been watching America for a long time say, hey look, PCP rifles, $200, $250. Someone's listening, and now we're going to start seeing that coming into the UK. Fabulous news if you're looking for a budget PCP air rifle. I got to give Umarex a pat on the back for this one. I like the idea of this. I think this is going to do really, really well. So that's it. That's as much as I know. As for when, don't know. Just keep checking with your dealers, but they tell me it's coming. And by the way, it's going to be 177 or 22 caliber, sub 12, 40 to 50 shots per fill, depending on sort of like which caliber you go for. There it is, the Umarex Iconics. Well done, Umarex. Really pleased about that. This gentleman is?
My name's Dorien Faulkner. Everyone calls me Dawes.
This gentleman is?
I'm Little Jack.
Dave O'Hara.
Okay, now tell the camera and the people out there in internet land, why are you here?
Okay, these two fine gentlemen here, Dawes and Jack, are running the European Field Target Championships in Wales in August of this year.
Yeah, we're over here obviously speaking to our sponsors and stuff and looking for companies that want to come along and be a part of this wonderful event that we've got in Wales. Over to Jack.
This is where Jack says something.
I don't quite know what I'm going to say, but yeah, we're here in UWA. We're looking for the sponsors. We've been around the whole show, doing quite well actually, if anyone's interested, you know.
And over to Dave.
Jack considers himself to be the eye candy of the Three Stooges, so we brought him along to attract in the corporate help, and
all they said I had to do was smile.
Yeah, smile
and
and
look
wave.
pretty.
Smile and wave.
And look pretty. So no, on a more serious note, the shoot is in last weekend of July, first weekend of August, and it's in
Llantrisant, South Wales.
Llantrisant
in South Wales.
In South Wales. Currently we have 300 shooters registered for it. So it will probably be the biggest field target shoot in the world this year for competitors. And it's something that the guys have worked really hard, and thanks to both Dawes and Jack and WAFTA for stepping up to the plate and putting on a shoot for the EFTC. So something to look forward to. And then in August 2025 in Northern Ireland we're hosting the World Championships, which we're hoping will be well represented and attended, and that's something that will follow on from the World Field Target Championships in America in Phoenix, Arizona in November.
Wow.
So a lot of travelling this year.
Okay.
Lots of travelling.
Lots of travelling. So, and with Field Target, what can people expect? So, if they want to get involved, what is the discipline? You're shooting off you've got a rest. So just explain
Well,
to
yeah.
people what it is.
You're sitting on your bag. You'll have well, at a GP you're gonna have 40 sitting shots, 4 kneeling shots, and 6 standing shots.
Right.
All distances. Sorry.
Any range between 10 yards to 55 yards. If you want to do metric, look on the internet, because I
10
haven't got a
metres
clue.
to 50 metres
that's the one.
for our European friends. And it's a 3-discipline sport. You have the open position, which predominantly is shot sitting. You can shoot it prone if you want. You have a designated standing and a designated kneeling lane. From those lanes, you can opt to shoot in a more difficult position. The most difficult position is the standing position, then the kneeling position, and it's the open position. So if you can take all your shots standing if you wish. You cannot, however, go into a standing lane and take it kneeling, which would deem to be an easier position. You can go into a kneeling lane and take the shots standing, as it's deemed to be more difficult.
Okay.
Most courses in World Championship or European Field Target Championship level are 50 target courses over 3 days. So your maximum score is going to be 150 targets. On a GP, which Jack mentioned earlier, is a Grand Prix. It's a 50 target course again. The GP series is run by the British Field Target Association and is shot over 8 shoots.
Seven
Shoots over the summer season.
5
British
to count.
rounds.
5 to count.
5 to count. And those are all 50 target courses. And again, they have the open, kneeling and standing positions.
And I know this is a very leading question because like people out there may know. Do you know anyone that's won it? Anyone?
Me?
Oh, okay.
Him? Oh, I knew him as well. He might have won. He won a trophy apple once at the fair.
Yeah.
So he's been quite famous.
No one coming to mind.
Tell me what you won again.
An argument last night.
Yeah.
No, obviously.
European Championships.
Yeah, Worlds, GPs, you know, the list goes on and on.
We've all been quite successful at it, and it's great. It's one of those hobbies that becomes part of your life.
Yeah, it becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. We all love it and enjoy it.
Doing the running the European Championships now is about giving something back to the sport that we've taken so much joy out of for many years. Like, I mean, 15 years for me. I don't know how long it is for Doz.
57, 58 years or so.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, he's had a hell of a lot of joy out of it.
Yeah.
So it's about giving something back to the community that has done a lot for us.
Yeah, and we've all enjoyed the sport. It's one of those things, as the guy said, it's a lifestyle sport. And here we are in Germany. We've given up time from our own personal lives and our families to come here to try and make the shoot.
Look, we found the bar.
As good as possible for our participants.
This is quite clear. JSB have got a bar.
Yeah. Thanks to JSB, by the way. They are one of our major sponsors.
Thank you,
stuff.
JSB.
So thank you very much to JSB for helping.
But to go back to the question you asked earlier, how to get into it, you can literally get into it if you've in the United Kingdom, if you have a .177 or 4.5mm air gun, that's below 12 feet pounds or 16 joules. You can come along, try it. Obviously,
you can come along with a 2-2 if you want, as long as it's
as long as it's under the power limit.
Yep.
Obviously, as your skill increases, the level of equipment gets better and more specialised. But you can come along with a brake barrel. There's a Springer class.
There's open class.
Yes.
They're also no standing or kneeling.
For the
stick class.
Elderly gentlemen that can't do standing and kneeling for medical reasons, you know, rather than excluding them from it, they can come along, shoot. They can still compete.
Where can they get more information? Have you got websites?
Yes,
definitely.
The website for these guys' shoots is
European
EFPC 2024.com.
Thank you for saying that.
EFPC, standing for European Field Target Championships 2024.com.
Okay.
You can also find more information on bfta.com or nifta.com for Northern Ireland.
Or WAFTA, which is the Welsh Field Target Association.com. We do a lot of stuff like that. So if you're living in our lovely neck of the woods, please look at our website, come along and join the club, and go from there. You might enjoy it, you might hate it, it doesn't matter. At least you're having fun with the air rifles.
It's an inclusive
which
sport.
Is what
Obviously,
it's all about.
These guys are like at the tip of the spear for competition-wise, but anyone can come along and shoot, right from a young kid to their grandfather and everybody in between. It's a very inclusive and welcoming sport.
And the most important, don't feel pressured into come into a club and think that you're going to be hanging around with me and Doz. you know, there's going to be a lot more nicer people there than us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll second that. Yeah, I'll second that.
I agree with that, yeah.
When I started, it took my old man about 18 months to get me to join the club. So I just didn't want to go and be in front of people. But best thing I did.
Stage fright?
So, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's always had performance issues, but that's something we won't talk about on camera.
Yep.
Right, guys, well, there we go.
All right.
That's it.
Cheers.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Brilliant.
Cheers.
Thank you. All the best, guys. And we're off to the bar.
This is Nate from Nate. Well, it's called Nate Chrony. It's kind of a logical link there. Nate, good to see you.
Thank you, Giles. Absolute pleasure.
Now, you were at the British Shooting Show last week.
Yes.
This is Germany, so I've got you down as the person that's gathering the most air miles, because clearly that accent means you don't come from Scotland.
That is correct. We are from Australia with the L, not Austria. So yeah, it was a beautiful trip. I basically came here for the weather. I packed a bit of sunshine for Birmingham on the Saturday it was.
Yes, I didn't see it because I was inside, but if you did bring something, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I got very wet walking back to the car on Sunday, so you didn't bring enough. Anyway, that's a long story. Nate Chrony, it's a new name, made by Nate. Tell us, what have you got? Everyone's been looking at it, so tell us, what have you got?
I'm Nate, and this is a Chrony. It is a barrel-mounted chronograph specifically for air rifles. It also works for airsoft as well, so we've been testing that here at IWA. Works on both. We are working on a 22 long rifle version, but for now, purely for air rifles. PCP, spring, doesn't matter, works well for both.
Okay, so let me have a looky. Let me have a look. Okay, so what have we got?
So that's the main product there. We use a system of adapters. So it comes standard with half UNF threaded adapters. Very, very common on your air rifles that go in there. If you don't have a threaded barrel, we can do a variable amount on top of moderators, on top of your silencers, fits on the end, tightens in place. If you've got something different, something quirky, Walter LP500 Olympic target pistol. We've got a little pistol version. That's a Steyr Evo target pistol. If we don't have an adapter, get some measurements, we can make it for you, quick and simple. We've taken a different approach. It doesn't have a battery, does not have a screen. In the back of your pocket, typically one of these. So we're using the battery, the power from this, or a standard USB battery pack, nothing fancy, nothing proprietary. The screen, use your mobile phone, connect to it over Wi-Fi. There's no internet required. It's a Wi-Fi hotspot itself, and then connect to it over a web page. So there's no app, there's no permissions, no data privacy issues. We don't want your data. We make chronographs. So connect to it over the web page, open the web page, and start testing. So pretty straightforward, different approach to how we're doing it. I said no battery, no screen, no application. We can keep the cost down and make a really efficient product that works well.
So what I'm seeing is it's very light, let's be honest. It's 3D printed.
It is 3D printed.
But it looks very high quality 3D printed.
Yes, we could go to injection molding. The costs are substantial. 3D printing allows us to do rapid changes in the design work, make improvements. We want to work with our customers. If you have feedback on the product, we want to make it better as well. We'll stick with 3D printing. When we lock in a good design, we can then step up and go to injection molding, other processes as well.
Okay, so very simple. Get your adapter, you screw that onto the whatever is on the end of the barrel. If you haven't got a standard thread, you've got other adapters that you can make quite easily. You're going to get a lot of requests for that because there's people out there. There's a lot of people out there that've got guns that just are 20 years old and they're like, oh, can you do that? Well, there you go. Well, obviously with your knowledge, you can do that. In it goes. Connect your USB wire in that end, and does it work with iPhone, or do you have to have a separate? Because iPhone can be a little bit weird.
iPhone, I would recommend a separate power pack. iPhones don't want to work well with USB standards.
Okay.
So I would recommend having a separate battery pack.
So Android, you can connect it straight up, run off the power of the phone. It's going to commute by. It's only taking the power through the wire.
Correct.
The Wi-Fi is from the box itself.
That's correct.
So you're only powering up from a separate device. So you could have a little power pack, anything like that, and just plug it in, whatever. So if you have a big power bank, you're never going to run out, are you? Because it's just going to keep going.
Never flat batteries at the range.
No, and because it's an actual, I don't want to know what the secret is in there, but it's obviously registering between 2 points. So you're saying that the reliability of shot capture may be above other devices on the market, which we don't start going into competition-wise, because like that would make things very complicated, and you know I won't get free coffee in other stands and things like that.
Exactly.
So, and also you're telling me the price is lower.
That's correct. So yes, ultra reliable on the pellet capture because it's that enclosed design. Works perfectly well indoors, fluorescent lighting, LED lighting, not a problem indoors, outdoors. In terms of pricing, we're looking at getting it to the market under the £100 mark. 110 euros or so is what we're looking at getting it into customer hands for.
Yeah, and you're shipping directly at the moment?
Yes, we currently have a web store open, natechrony.com, shop.natechrony.com, and we're starting to build out our distributor networks as well.
So what happens is they connect it up, Wi-Fi connects to whatever device you want to look it on, you open up the web page, and it just starts recording the data. And I guess if you have that web page open, you can capture or screenshot or export.
Exactly, it's standard web page, so really easy to get data on and off from as well.
Yeah.
So you can do all your testing at the range, power it down. Every single shot, it saves the data. So you get home, throw it in the bottom of your bag, connect your laptop to the Wi-Fi when you get home, or your PC, open up a browser, you can then do all your spreadsheet and everything else as well.
Okay, so it is, I mean, it's a barrel-mounted Chrony, it's a Nate Chrony, but the web capture and the information capture is slightly different to what we've seen before, and the price point is lower.
Exactly, standard components, standard technology that are reliable. As I said, we're not in the game of apps and capturing data. We just want to make good quality chronographs accessible to the market.
It looks fantastic. And up to what caliber an air rifle do you think?
So that works up to 9mm 30 caliber, which is fine. We're also currently testing our big bore version, which is up to 50 caliber, being tested by a company in Texas at the moment. So we're getting feedback. It works reliably. We just want to verify with some actual field testing that everything is happy with the safety aspect.
And how do they clean inside there? Is it easy to clean, or do they need to clean it?
Yes, so there is a full video. If you're using a really dirty, oily piston, then yes, there could be burnt products. It takes literally less than 5 minutes to fully disassemble and reassemble the product to be able to get to the sensors. We're working on a version, it currently does work with 22 caliber long. Working on a version where if we can get to say 20, 30 shots before a clean, where it's an easy pull through clean without disassembly, then that's going to be the version we go forward with, and we'll start to do the 22 market.
So we're talking development stuff there, but at the moment, air rifle,
it would be a quick disassembly and reassembly. Very easy to diagnose a dirty sensor as well. There's a video on that as to what you will see when there is a problem with sensors. So easy to diagnose and fix.
It's a simple idea, isn't it?
Just a basic Chrony.
It's a basic Chrony. Well, it's a bit more than that.
Well, the software's beautiful, sure.
Yeah, it's a bit more than that. But there we go. Right, so there we go, guys. And remind them, where can they see them?
So natechrony.com, we've got a website, we've got a YouTube channel as well. If you want to see some demonstration videos, see them in action, we're going to be adding additional social media content as we start to produce it as well.
Magic. All right. Find out how far stuff's going. Simple as. Good to see you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Charles.
Take care. While I'm stood here, and I still have the ability to speak, a couple of things I'd like to let you know. I think we started at the British Shooting Show over a week ago. I think we're on about day 12 of travelling and moving around Europe, which has been fun, I have to say. But I completely lost last Wednesday. I don't even know where that went. I'm now at the point of reusing clothes. This blue shirt has been seen before in the last few days, and the underwear situation is not good. I'm going to be honest with you. So when I get home and the wife opens the suitcase and goes, wow, I apologise now. And I'm so tired, I'm actually losing the will or ability to put together a coherent sentence, and this is about the 15th time I've tried to film this. Anyway, it's not your problem. You're probably sat in your pants having a cup of tea watching me show you some stuff on video. Enjoy. Out there in Tinternet land, there is a pistol that has been getting a huge amount of attention. Okay, lots of people have been shooting them going wow, 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 wow. And that is the Huben GK1. Now we're in Blighty, and sometimes we don't always get what we want, do we? However, I'm here at IWA, and what they're telling me is that might be about to change in the UK. Now, I can only tell you what they tell me, all right? I'm not the authorities or anything like that, but people walking up and down in the trade are being told Huben GK1 UK, yes. Now, what we've got here, this is, and there's going to be two versions, this is the sub 12 foot-pound version, so this is like, you know, like the carbine, the small rifle style version. There is going to be a pistol version which is sub 6 foot-pounds, and that's with this bit cut off at the back, all right? So that bit won't be there. And you're going to be able to get the GK1 in the UK, so I am told. Now, I'm going to put a big caveat out there. This is a semi-auto system. You lot are all going to discuss whether or not that is right, whether or not that is wrong. I ain't getting involved in that. I can just tell you what I'm seeing and what I'm being told here at IWA, all right? Don't blame the messenger for anything in the future. But if this is going to be in the UK, it is going to be fabulous because everyone raves about it. Now, what are we looking at? Sub 12, semi-auto, it would come in this configuration, got a little regulator inside that allows this magic system at the back to work using the air from the cylinder. With the sub 12 foot-pound version, they're saying please don't touch the regulator. Don't mess with it, don't change it, don't do anything with it, because it's all set up from the factory, even though that's a regulator gauge. If you have the sub 6 foot-pound version, there might be a little bit of something extra on the front here, which is you might get a pressure gauge here, and you might get another separate regulator. Okay, I'm just figuring all that out at the moment and trying to understand, because they need to do some magic sauce at the back to make this mechanism work at a slightly lower power. But the good news is hubenairguns.shop, okay, are saying yes. And there we go. And I have to say, it is super light, super pointable, and I really, really like that. And this is a special development stock that they're working on. This carbon liner, like carbon type stock. Look, see? There you go. Ooh, bit of fluff fell off, but then again, it is the last day of the show. So there we go. That with the moderator on the front, absolutely beautiful. That's it. I'm showing you what I see, and there we go. I really like that, and fingers crossed we do get to see them in the UK.
Hey guys, this is Ben, and I am from the pellet shop. I'm currently at IWA 2024, and what you see in front of me is just one of the new products available from AEA. We're currently at the AEA booth, and this is the Zeus. This is the Generation 2 or Mark II Zeus 72 per se. Ignore the 6.8 marked right here. This is, again, we're in IWA, this is Germany. This is the German version. In the US, we are getting the 72 caliber, and this should be replacing the original Zeus that we have in the background somewhere. Once again, this is just a prototype, so nothing you see here is final. But essentially, when you see the Generation 2, Mark II, whatever you want to call it, Zeus, it will come in a single tank configuration just like this. Certain things are guaranteed to change, such as the handle, maybe a little body styling, but what I know for sure is you can get an upgraded dual tank for all available Zeus models. The trigger has dramatically improved. I remember the old Zeuses were about 7 to 8 pounds. This new trigger, from what I could feel, is 3.5, 4. They're probably gonna improve on that and make that just a little cleaner and lighter as well. And this is for the 72. Now, let me show you something else. The new airplane gun. This is a 95, 24 millimeters, and this is upgraded in all its guts and glory. This comes with the dual tank already. As previously mentioned, it's the same style body, is the same engine per se. The difference is probably some internals along with the barrel. Now, this is a .95 in metric is 24 millimeters. This is a 58. This is a 95. This is also a 95, except this is a whopping 2,700 grains. For the metric measurement, it's 180 grams. This one is 130 grams, and for the US market is 2,000 grains. So this gun is projected to put out about 3,500. They're gonna tell you more, but I don't like to advertise the more numbers. I like to under promise and over deliver. So this is probably about 3,500 foot-pounds. I don't know what that is in joules. I'm gonna estimate that to be maybe 4,000, whatever the case is. But this is the way you see the gun in its dual tank form. As usual, you could also get it upgraded to dual 700cc tanks, so you're gonna have about 1,400 cc's in total. As far as power-wise, velocity-wise, I believe I was told, again, don't quote me on this, you're going to be shooting a 2,700 grain or 180 gram slug at roughly about 800 to 820 feet per second. That's all subject to change. And once again, this is the new Zeus Mark II Gen 2. Name's probably gonna change anyways. Whatever it is, 0.95. You can shoot a dinosaur, elephant, your mom's car, doesn't matter. Have fun. Quick caveat, do not shoot your mom's car.
Cool.
Actually, you could shoot your mom's car. If it's a Prius or something, shoot the damn thing.
This is cozy. Look, I've bumped into a few people. We've got Austin from Utah Airguns.
Hello, sir.
How are we doing?
Sir.
And we've got Cameron.
How are you?
And we've only got 2 mics, and they're wearing them, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit.
Yes.
But the big thing is RMAC.
RMAC.
Okay, someone start us off. When, what, where, how?
Yeah, so RMAC this year, June 19th through the 23rd. We moved it off Father's Day. Past years, it's always been, so
big news.
So wives, hopefully you're happier with the dates. But yeah, we're super excited this year. It's going to be bigger, better than ever. Some cool things this year. So Wednesday, before the competition starts, we're going to have a big vendor showcase. So even if you're not shooting, come check it out, come socialize, meet your favorite air gunners, see the manufacturers with their cool new products. And yeah, we're going to have some exciting stuff that not talking about yet, but could be a surprise.
So that Vendors Day, is that at the shop or is that at the range?
That will be at the range.
Okay.
And we'll have demos, guns on the line you can shoot, test. So it's going to be awesome.
You're going to have like a mini SHOT Show the day before everything starts.
Exactly.
Right.
4 air guns though.
Yeah. 4 air guns. Okay, now I will point out that I was asked, because it was a British shooting show last weekend, which is why I look a bit tired and smelly.
Oh, you look great. You look great.
It's been a busy week. Well, when you're eating Toblerone for breakfast, you know it's all gone wrong.
It's my favorite breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me.
So we're athletes, aren't we?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I got asked, if you're not shooting and you don't have a gun, but you want to come and just spend 3 or 4 days and just rummage around, watch people shoot, come to the Vendors Day. Can you come as a general member of the public?
Absolutely. We'd love to have you come check out the Vendors Day, demo some guns, hang out with people within the community. The shop will be open, so if you haven't seen Utah Airguns, come check out Utah Airguns. See all the wonders that we have. It's pretty much like Air Gunner Disneyland. You have to come at least once and just see it. If you can't make it out to shoot, just come
hang out.
At Air Gunner Disneyland. I think to myself, if a giant mouse runs across the range, it's going to have a problem.
Hey,
probably.
I mean, you just said it. If Justin hears it, it's a possibility.
Who's going to wear that costume?
Right.
Make sure it's bulletproof. Not that you should ever shoot a giant mouse. No, totally not. So we got the dates. Do we know prizes, prize fund, anything like that, or am I asking stuff before you know it?
We have. It's going to be very similar to last year, but we will post the prize money, all that stuff here pretty soon. But probably around that 6-figure mark total again. So we definitely want to go big, and you know, it's a platform that features the best shooters in the world. Shooting for big money, so it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting.
I like the phrase "put your money where your mouth is."
Yes,
absolutely.
If you watch these videos and go, yeah, I can do that. Or turn up.
Turn up.
Put your money where your mouth is, and turn up and come and do it. That's the fun part. Okay, so Vendors Day, and Anything else exciting with Utah? What have you got going on?
Ooh, it's always exciting, always something new.
Yeah.
A lot of new products that we're bringing in from the manufacturers.
Yeah.
This year's been really exciting to see, you know, the innovation. I don't know, what else, Cam?
No, the growth within the market's been crazy.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more competitive guns coming that can hang across the board. So it's starting to, the technology is growing fast. I always compare it to like, right now is like the Sam Colt days of the air gun, right?
Okay.
You know, everybody's innovating and coming up with new stuff. Just here at IWA, we've seen so many new things this year. So very exciting. Obviously, we'll be doing everything we can to have that on the store, on the site, and ready for people to come and try out and buy.
And without doubt, guys, I go there every year. Utah Airguns, just to go and have a rummage around in the store and maybe fire a few shots on that famous range, which we do see on the lives from time to time. And walk through Wednesday's a classic. So you can actually turn up, and the vendor day is on a Wednesday, so you never know, the cameras and everyone might be there filming.
They will be rolling.
Yeah.
So
you could be a
Featured.
YouTube featured star.
You could be. British people turn up, Hawaiian suits.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably the craziest you dress, the more chance you get of being out there.
We just started that. Let's see
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, there we go.
Yes.
RMAC. We know when it is now. We know it's big. It's the biggest. And it's in Utah at Utah Airguns.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Fabulous. Have I missed anything?
No, I think you covered it.
There we go. Right, so we're all going to go off and get a coffee now and probably more chocolate just to keep going.
Let's do it.
Guys, lovely to see you.
Always a pleasure,
Fabulous
guys.
to see you. Yes, and we'll see you in June.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm sitting right here. You don't blow it out. You wait till the
Just try it.
Just try it, dude. Suck on that thing.
Yeah. Oh, he was recording all
Oh, that's a bleep already.
Yeah, okay.
So you're talking to that bit.
Yeah, and then okay. So what do you want to know, Giles? Maybe some chit chat.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to buy a gun.
Well, that's possible, sir. We have plenty of them.
Oh, magic. What have you got?
Ground, Godot.
Oh.
But you want the most expensive one?
I want the most expensive one.
Yeah, that's
the most expensive one.
We're gonna
it's got
do
to be toit.
Toy, like a tiger.
Like a tiger.
What? First we start with the smoke in the pancake.
Absolutely. So what's the most expensive gun you've got here?
It's in my trunk.
Is it?
Yeah. It's going to be the most expensive gun if we win.
Okay.
And if we lose, we're not going to tell anybody about it. We throw it in
But that's no good here. I want to buy something from here.
Yeah,
you need to find me a gun from the rack.
You want, well, this one.
Now, a lot of people have commented on video that I sound a little like Jeremy Clarkson. I don't know where they get that from in the slightest. However, I would like to do a, should we call it, well, it's not really Top Gear anymore, is it? It's a Grand Tour, excuse me for using that name, review of the vehicle that Hertz has given me for my time here. This is a Ford Expedition XLT in what can only be described as colour vomit. Sick, green sick, it's kind of that. Now this vehicle has done 66,000 miles on the clock, what they've given me, and it feels like it's done 66,000 miles. It drives 100% like it's done almost 150,000 miles. I've no idea what size the engine is. It probably, I mean, Michael's had a look, a lot of people have had a look. We don't know whether it's 4 litre, 5 litre, it's petrol. All I can tell you is that for every hour that it drives, it uses a quarter of a tank of fuel. And that's probably quite a big fuel tank over here in the States. So it's utterly unfuel efficient. In fact, if this car was put in front of Greta Thunberg, she'd probably have a small stroke when I told her how unfuel efficient it is. It is inside like sitting inside a tractor with a leather seat. In fact, I wouldn't even say the seats are leather, they're more like a dirty fabric. Some extra exciting touches are things like the peeled off stickers from the dealers that have been removed, and they haven't bothered to remove the sticky stuff underneath. Another nice touch is the dents and scratches that are all over it all the way round. But no expense was spared just here, where the sticky stuff which they pulled off, they tried to hide it with the little Ford logo badge just there. It's really nice. You know that like chemical, let's try and hide the smell? Well, if you sit in the back of the vehicle here, it's very noticeable. And actually, the big stains all over the seat give it that extra special touch. You know you're in a quality vehicle. It's awful. I'm very sorry if this is American build quality and what you get. This is awful. You go down the freeway at 60 miles an hour and there is a slight bend and this thing feels like it's going to throw itself at the scenery. It is awful, absolutely awful, but I'm going to bear with it. But it's awful and it looks like vomit. Joe, are you in there? No.
Shooters, are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. We have a new RMAC Prototype Champion, Chrony.
I had a good talk with Jim about this, and we got these two a little something, just to show our appreciation for them, how much we love them, and to say thank you for all they've done for us in this sport, these events. RMAC has grown leaps and bounds. I was talking with a couple guys the other day. You know, the first year we did RMAC, I think the winning score was like a 209, and that won't even get you into the finals anymore. So it's pretty amazing how this has all gone down, and we just wanted to say thank you, guys.
Golf carts, unattended golf carts with the keys in them. Left-hand drive. How does this thing work? Michael, you stay left of that one. No cheating.
So if you hold the brake down, you have to hold the brake down to start the engine with the gas, right?
Oh, is that how it works?
No,
so
I can
spin the wheel up at the back?
No, but if you want to take off quick.
Well, just mash it.
Or you could just mash it. Yeah,
mash it. On your marks. Get set. Go!
Hello and welcome to the AirgunGearShow.
So, hello out there. It's Jörg from H&M.
And Joe from Predator JSB.
So we're here to announce a new pellet made by JSB and H&M.
Or JSN or HNB.
Yeah, we're not sure about that joint venture yet. Yeah, you're right. We will find a way. And it's a very unique pellet.
There's nothing on the market quite like it.
No. It's actually the RMAC. It's a pellet with a brass tip.
A brass tip with a red point on it.
With a red point on it. That's important.
And its flight pattern is very unique, sort of say?
Yes, it's completely unique because it will fly backwards with the sting on the back.
Just like a Hornet.
Yeah, and it will of course be yellow and black.
And with a little red. So
with a little red. So when will it be ready?
I don't know, maybe next year?
Sounds good, yeah. Takes a little bit of time, I think, to figure out that with the paint, but it will be something very special. You need to know.
Exactly, and we'll be doing a lot of research. Since it is a RMAC, we'll be going to a lot of XXX features to make sure that it's operating properly.
Yeah.
Great. How it does at short range, basically.
Great.
So there you go.
We've been waiting a very long time over here.
Ah. Are you going in the woods?
I am going in the woods.
We want to see you go in the woods.
Let's go skip in the woods.
Right, that's it from me. After 2 weeks of travel and carrying my cameras and walking around and wearing dirty underwear and smelly clothes, I can't even be bothered to actually film a proper ending to the video. So here's some token footage of me driving off the car ferry. That's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm off for a small break. Cheerio.